So I'm here with James Bressack, writer and director of Darkness of Man. I guess we'll start off with the writer portion of that. We have a story by you and Jean-Claude Van Damme, and then writing credits with you and Aletha Cho. And as far as I can tell, Aletha, this is her first writing credit. How did she get brought into this project?
So I've known Alifa for a very long time. She's a very, very talented writer. And she's shown me her scripts over the years. And, when I was going to dive into this movie and we were going to base it in, Koreatown, Alethea lives in Korea. But before that, she lived in Koreatown over here. So I just felt it was like a natural team up, and she did such a beautiful job of really bringing that aspect of the script to life, and I was really blessed to work with her. So although it's her first writing credit, I think she's an unsung hero of the project, and a very talented writer that has some amazing unproduced scripts that she's done. So, many people in this industry may not have a lot of credits as writers, but that doesn't mean they haven't written a lot. And she was awesome, and collaborating with her was great.
Yeah, I think it's definitely misleading because I'm guessing a lot of writers, like even the first, like, oh, Quentin Tarantino's first movie, his first script was good, and it's like, well, you didn't see the 10 shit ones he wrote before he got that one out.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, but listen, man, it was awesome collaborating with them, and we got to dive into this really gritty, dark noir world, which I was very excited to dive into. And I mean, this movie is a love letter to you know not only the action movies I grew up on, but also the noir films I grew up on. Stuff like The Third Man and The Maltese Falcon, and Casablanca, and really, films of dark, flawed heroes that are holding themselves together while falling apart. And these are flawed people, and they're human. I think that it's fun to be able to dive into the headspace of a character like that, and those inner monologues that they have that really show so much more about the character, and that's what this film has. It's we tried something different with the action genre and really went noir with it, and hopefully it resonates with everybody.
Yeah, and kind of speaking to that, a lot of Jean-Claude Van Damme's movies, at least since JCVD and maybe even a little bit before that, but he seems to gravitate towards action movies that are drama forward, which this one certainly is. And is that kind of what was kind of his process and coming up with the story with you on this?
Yeah, the original pitch when talking with JC was like, what would it be like if you were playing your actual age, not JC the action hero, just like an older guy who's fighting out of necessity, not because he's a one man killing machine, but because he's trying to save somebody he loves. And I think like all of that raises the stakes here because he's a flawed human. He's a regular guy here. He's a flawed human, and he's a person that anytime you're in any of the fight scenes, and there's a lot of them, but anytime there's any of the fight scenes, you're not quite sure, is he going to survive? He's taking damage, he's getting hurt, and I think that really raises the stakes.
Yeah. And I was talking with Sticky Fingers the other day, who, by the way, has nothing but great things to say about you. So there's
He's the
that.
nicest person. I love Sticky. He's a badass. I love that guy.
But I pointed out one action scene in particular in the shot from the back of the car, like
Yeah.
through the front windshield. Like, what's something like that look like on the page? Because I know like it's easy to imagine writing with the dialogue, but like sometimes with action sequences, you'll write go beat by beat, but other ones are fighting ensues and you figure it out on the day. Like, what's kind of
So,
your process with that?
so that was just written as a fight scene, just a regular fight scene. And I when I was prepping the film, I really was like, I really want to shoot this from inside the car because it's very important in the story. Emerson Min's character, Jaden, this is the first time he's seeing um, JC's character fight at all. And this is his character's realization of the moment of like, oh, this is why this guy has been around me for the past few years because he doesn't know why he's been around him. Like, is he his protector? He doesn't know what he is. Is it witness protection? Like, what's going on? And so I felt it was important to really experience it as an audience from his perspective. And his perspective was inside the car. And so from there, that's how I built the fight. It's like, okay, let's have this fight circle the car, stay inside the car and not go out of it, to see how, what that experience is. And so, in talking with the DP, I was referencing Children of Men. There was that really cool, thing that happens inside the car where you're really there and the audience is experiencing, the intensity of it. And like, how do we do that? And so we bought a van and hollowed out the roof of the van, built a rig on it that had a slider in it. So we had this slider inside the van with a zoom lens. So we were able to move around and rotate on a gimbal inside the van at all times. And there was like a track that like kind of went back and forth. So, a lot of those are one, very long, one unbroken shot of the fight sequence. And, that was very exciting to be able to play with that. But it was really done to put you in the perspective of the kid experiencing why this person is there to protect them.
Yeah. And also another thing I got to point out, I did a double take on this. Eric Roberts.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
So
just to kind of paint a picture, I'm watching the movie. I'm like, all right, is that Eric Roberts?
Yeah,
and I'm waiting for him, and like he never pops up again. I'm like, what the
hell? No. So Eric is a like a good friend of mine. I've done many movies with Eric, and JC randomly said like, hey, I love Eric Roberts. He's like, I want to meet Eric Roberts, and like he had said that. So I was like, so I called Eric. And I was like, Eric, JC wants to meet you. And then like, so Eric, was going to come like visit set. And then I was like, Eric, while you're here, can I plug you into the movie? And so we had him do a cameo.
Well, I mean, this thing has a great cast for Kristana Loken. Like the whole time, like, because I haven't seen her probably since the Terminator 3. And I'm watching this, man, she looks familiar. Like, who is that? And then I look up, I was like, oh, it's Terminator X. Zach Ward. Didn't even know that was him until the second time I watched it. And then you got Shannon Doherty and Cynthia Rothrock. Like, you got a banger cast here.
Amazing cast. I'm so blessed to have been able to work with them, but I also appreciate that you've watched it twice. So thank you for that.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I watched an interview with you on just your writing process. And then you talked a lot about how your dad, who passed away, you would bounce stuff off of him. And then in the interview, you're like, don't know if I can get back into writing. And of course, you since have. But what's your writing process like now?
A lot of procrastination, and then doing it. It's it's like I find I write the best when I'm working with somebody else. I love to collaborate. It's harder to will myself if it's just me, but I'm very blessed to be able to work with such talented other writers.
Well, also on the show, we have a What's in the Box segment. And in the box, we have a bunch of movies, and we'll pull one out each week to watch the following week.
I thought it was going to be a human head, like, what's in the box?
I think that's where it came from.
Oh, yeah?
But, yeah, we couldn't keep putting human heads in there. We get in trouble. So we decided on movies instead.
Oh, okay. All right. You're going to do movies instead of human heads. All right.
Yeah, we're kind of lame like that, but it's fine. But we have people put movies into the box, and these are movies that are either personal to you or movies that are like, man, this one's really good and no one ever talks about it. What's the movie you would like to put into the box?
As weird as it sounds, let's throw in, let's do, how many movies can I put in the box?
I'll just do as many as you want, really.
All right, I'm going to put in a weird little hodgepodge of movies here. Let's put in The Maltese Falcon, Park Chan-wook's Oldboy.
Nice.
And then let's also put in Ricky-O, The Story of Ricky.
Double nice. I love all those.
All right.
All right. And Darkness of Man comes out on VOD May 21st. James, congratulations. And hope everyone gets to watch this one.
Yeah, I can't wait till everybody sees this May 21st. See JC like you've never seen him before. Van Damme's back, baby.